Hold on.
Well, there's no doubt who we are tonight.
What's up,
Well-oiled
everyone?
machine.
Welcome to another edition of the Starlight Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 150. We turn 150 today. Being recorded on March 9th, 2022. I am your host, Darth Moocher, and I've got Scott Solo here with me.
What's up, nerds?
Got Grand Admiral Franz here with me.
What's happening, everybody?
We got Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up?
Bootleg Joe.
Let's do this.
And guest of honor, Chris Bartlett.
Oh, my goodness, why, hello.
Hey, that's awesome.
I love our lives.
Oh
I
my
do too, I
goodness!
really
Yes,
do.
Chris is joining us tonight to talk about his work on the Mandalorian and Book of Fett, cosplaying as 3PO. I mean, not cosplaying as 3PO, but cosplaying / playing 3PO. All his great adventures in this awesome world of ours, and also he's going to stick around to digest something that dropped today in our laps that we weren't even expecting, or were we? I mean, I don't know. There was rumors on March. But on show day is when we really get
for
hyped.
4 months that it was happening every Wednesday.
Right.
So it was bound to happen. Somebody's
Oh
gonna
my
be right.
goodness. So we've got a Kenobi trailer to break down, and oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
Let's
things
just jump
first.
in.
Yeah, first things first. We got to shout out our Patreon. So Scott Solo, go for it.
Okay, hey, thanks everybody. Thank you to all of our Patreon donors. We really appreciate you. Without you, none of this would happen. If you're not a Patreon subscriber, please log on to patreon.com/Starlight Digest Podcast. And right now, let's shout out Cliff, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod podcast on the Red 5 Network, Flavy Davy, formerly of the Nerds with Attitude podcast, Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor. Happy birthday, Gavin Connor from the Holy Hour podcast. Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and his daughter Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thank every one of you.
Awesome.
We really appreciate you.
Thank you all.
Link is in the description below if you feel so inclined. So, but yes, with all that great handiwork, you see the editing going on. That's your hard-earned money going to work right there.
That's right.
Oy vey.
All this.
So, yeah.
Unfortunately not.
Thank you.
All of this is out of my pocket, not
Thank
theirs.
you.
So yes.
And everybody in our pit, kick it back, get nurse questions ready. Scott, who's in there with us?
We've got the Commander Academy, Gordon Skalski, Cliff, Gavin Connor, Miss Sunflower, Papa Schmitty, Douglas Tupper, Cliff, Crystal, Santo 1414, the Wrestling Hound, the Fallen Fett, but he doesn't count because he's right over there. Mervine.
Awesome.
What's up, Mervine?
Mervine.
All right. One more thing before we get done. This is a little bit of house cleaning that we've been doing for a long time. Our episode 137, we were doing a giveaway. Well, we reached our
13
goal.
episodes later.
We reached our goal today, or actually a couple of weeks, or last week we reached it. And we are giving away the signed poster by Timothy Zahn and the very own Scott Solo, who drew that poster. And that's the convention. We actually met Chris Bartlett, too. So it's kind of goes full circle around here. So
It does.
without further ado, let's spin the wheel. Shall we? Who
I'd like
is our
to
lucky
buy a
winner?
vowel.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no
No
whammies. Stop.
whammies. Isaac Escalera.
All right, Isaac.
There we go. Congratulations, Isaac.
Isaac, we will contact you if you haven't contacted us first, and we will get that poster out to you. So thank you, everybody. Next, we will be doing, and maybe when it get closer to Kenobi, we'll do our another one with Ahsoka. We have Ashley Epstein signed poster to give away too. So
That's right.
that's next. So
Look out.
congratulations on that. You see, I'm trying to speed things because we got so much to talk about. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
There's a lot
But-
happening.
Let me just take
Yeah.
over, Marco. Let's just roll.
You got it, man.
All right.
Yay, it's
Did it.
Crystal's brother. Congratulations.
Oh, there
Is
you
that who
go.
it was? Oh,
Yeah.
Crystal E's butthead brother. Let's make sure that we're clear. All right. Chris. So here we go. We're gonna get through this. I mean, to be honest, we had planned on a
Makes it sound
full on.
like- yeah.
I know. We had planned a full ass hour interview. I got questions, we've got things, but you know what? I want to learn about Chris. We want to learn about it quick, and I want to nerd out with him. I want to geek out and go through
100%.
it. But I do
All
want
right.
to do the warm up questions for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Because usually we end with this, and it ends with a special question for Scott and I. So of Of the sequels, are you a prequel, a sequel, or an original trilogy guy?
I'm easily entertained by Star Wars. So if I get droids and aliens and planets and ships and Sith Lords and troopers, I'm easily entertained. So I was a child when original trilogy came out. I was 7 in 1977. So I saw all of them, seen all of them in the theaters. And I guess I would say original trilogy, but that's not to say that I didn't like the other films.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Of course.
That's how we are.
They were the ones, yeah, they were the original trilogy was the ones that really ignited my imagination as a kid and made me decide one day I wanted to work for George Lucas or Lucasfilm in some capacity.
Awesome.
Well, we all decided that. Now we just have to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah, you made it work, which
Vicariously.
would be one of my questions. How the hell did you make that work? And then
Well, I have a tip for you.
Okay.
And this works for any goal you want to achieve, right? So let's say you want to work for Lucasfilm or work on Star Wars in some way. Do something today and tomorrow and the next day that gets you one step closer to that thing. So if it's 1,000 steps, take one step today. So what could that be? Maybe you learn 3D printing, or maybe you watch a video about acting, or maybe you sign up for a stunt class or something, just do something. And it doesn't have to be the whole thing,
right?
And that's really, that's what I did. I just started building costumes.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'd break a hip.
You'd break
I'd break my hip.
Just putting something on.
Just I know, right?
Scott's an old man
at a time.
Scott's a young man or old man in a young man's body.
Opposite,
yes. or opposite. Yes. Okay. How about of the movies, all of them? Which one grabs you the most? If you're homesick and want to watch a movie and just put something on, which one's your comfort one?
Oh, the latest one that's come out. I mean, I've seen everything so many times. I've watched everything so many times. And so a lot of times I'll watch the latest one that's come out because I've seen that one the least, right? So of the films, if we're not talking about shows, of the films, like I said, it's usually the one that's come out the latest.
It's freshest in your mind.
Well, I'm not as familiar with it as I am with, say, the sound that Garindon makes on the streets of Mos Eisley when he's calling this, the sand troopers over, right. I'm not as familiar, with these new films as I am with the old ones. So anyway, that's what I would do.
That's fair. And I'm still not either. Every time I watch them, I'm like, oh, I didn't even remember that part. Still.
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, there is still something new I catch every single time. It could be from New Hope to whatever film. Honestly, it's like, I never noticed that. Maybe I did. I just maybe forgotten.
But this is something about the Star Wars stories is that they affect you in different ways at different stages of your life.
Absolutely.
When you see them as a kid, you might be like, "Oh, Jar Jar Binks is my favorite."
Right. Joey's favorite, but yeah.
Right, yeah. They're my son's. He's my son's favorite. But then later in life, you might see like, "Oh, wow." I can kind of see now how the Empire could have been started, by this, like, oh, we'll just set up emergency powers and, you can't argue kind of thing. So anyway.
Yeah, you totally get it. As I got older, that's why I understand Old Man Luke in Last Jedi. I don't have a problem with that at all. I totally get it.
Seriously. Yeah.
I relate 100%.
Yeah. I'm Old Man Luke driving home every day now.
Every day.
Yeah.
Just teleport my ass home. How about this? Take away 3PO and R2. Who's your favorite droid?
Let's see. In just the films or all of
them? Go ahead. Anything. Spread it out. Star Wars.
I mean, who's my favorite droid? I can't say. I loved K2SO. I loved L3 because their personalities were so different. I think. I mean, K2SO was kind of like 3PO with a nasty edge, and L3 was just like something we'd never seen before. So I loved her. I loved her animation. I loved her attitude, and her dialogue was so great. So, gosh, I guess if I'm not picking, other droids, I guess I'd have to say L3.
L3. Right on. Great
All right.
answer. I love it. I love all the droids. That's the fun thing.
Yeah.
Droids are such people, but without the BS, right? It just
Right.
like
They are largely kind of fish out of water kind of characters, right?
Yeah.
Like, and yeah. Anyway, so
Well, droids are the heart and soul of Star Wars. Hands down. I mean, the comic relief done in the right way.
Yeah.
One of my favorite is Zero, by the way, but I know that I saw a flying pop, but Zero is so freaking cool. K2SO is so cool, but R2D2 is my favorite of all time, like my favorite character in Star Wars. So, but heart and soul, the droids, without Star Wars, I don't think would be as successful, and that's an honest,
I
opinion,
love that. I love that. But I do think that, like if you're watching a Star Wars story or something and you don't see a droid in there, it feels like there's something missing,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Such a special part of it. And I'm grateful, so grateful to know so many of them inside and out. So,
and be so many of those droids.
Yeah. Cliff's favorite droid is Dot Matrix from Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, that's right. Like Joan Rivers, right?
Joan Rivers, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Mute Cliff. Let him out of here. All right.
Bye, Cliff.
Bye, Cliff. You're out. All right, cool. All right. The most important question of the day for you.
Okay,
everything else is cake from here. This is for me and Scott. Attack of the Clones or the Phantom Menace? Which is better?
Phantom Menace has pod racing, Darth Maul, TC-14. And then let's see, Attack of the Clones has Jango Fett, all the clones. That's a tough one. That's the first time we get to hear the Imperial March in the prequels. I would say that's really tough for me. Oh, also Tusken Raiders are in the Phantom Menace. I would say Attack of the Clones because I played the game Bounty Hunter on the PlayStation 2.
Loved it.
Which I played the crap out of that game. I loved it so much.
Oh yeah.
So I'd say Attack of the Clones.
All right, cool.
Well, Chris gets his point. They have an ongoing debate. They have an ongoing debate, and I think that we've made shows out of this.
We had an hour-long debate about Attack of the Clones. Okay, there we go. So now,
I love Tamara Morrison now even more.
Oh gosh,
for sure.
Yeah.
What a dude.
Yeah.
All right, so we're out of that. You're no pressure now. We're good. Now, just tell us some stories, Chris. You were saying about cosplaying and how you got into Star Wars. Can you tell us about that? I could tell there was a story brewing there for me.
Yeah. So I had started with the 501st in 2000. Well, 2000 was when I was building my first trooper costume, and then became a member. I was one of the founding 4 members of the Central California Garrison.
Oh wow!
And
nice.
And anyway, so I built my first trooper costume. Did that, and then I built a Boba Fett costume. I was on the Denon helmet for a long time, and then built costumes for my kids, like Jawas for my kids, a Gonk droid for my daughter, and Ula for my daughter, and what else? Luke Skywalker for my son, and then I built Tusken Raider for myself and a friend, and then I was like, I've never seen a gold chrome C-3PO in person or even walking around. Wonder what that would take to do that. But going back to your question, getting started was once I built these characters, these costumes, I wanted to turn them into real characters so that when we go and do these, at the time, charitable events, I wanted people to mistake our characters for real, like on loan from Lucasfilm, or not that I was portraying it that way, but not that I was, not that I was saying that, but that I wanted the performance to feel like, is there some kind of, thing going on, special event going on? Yeah. And we were able to do that a few times, and it was so gratifying. So then when I would go to conventions, sometimes I would just go by myself and just as Boba Fett, like walk up and down the lines, of people waiting, and then I'd just glare at them, and talk to them and stuff.
Yes.
And then I realized, people really enjoy characters in real life. And so I would work on my Boba Fett voice or my, or my trooper, and trying to get the amplifiers and stuff to sound as nice and clear and everything that people could understand what I'm saying. Anyway, I was just trying to make these characters as real as possible. And that ultimately was what led to being cast on the shows.
So they just found you and were like, "Hey, Chris, let's rock
No.
this thing." That's
No, I shortened that.
He said, "Let's get to Kenobi, Chris. Stop
Yeah.
messing around."
Yeah, it's like, how do you draw C-3PO? Well, you make this line and this line, and then there it is.
Yeah, right.
No, so as I was building C-3PO, I've told the story before. I was, the goal always when you're building a costume, or was for me in my garage at 2 a.m. Was, wouldn't it be cool if one day Lucasfilm saw this and said, "Good job, Chris."
Yeah.
Or if they saw it and said, "Good job, Chris. Hey, we'd like to use your costume in some way." Of course, that would never happen because I'm just a nerd in my garage building stuff. But ultimately, one day they did call, and I had been working on a C-3PO costume for 3 years, and because we all have day jobs, and I was working, at night and weekends, till, like I said, 2 a.m. So I had sent it off to be chromed. I didn't know how he was going to pay for this. It's like, I don't know, $1,500 or something.
Oh, wow.
But I was just like,
Wow.
I want to see this through to the end. I don't know how, but I sent it off. It was sitting at their shop. It's going to be like 5 weeks or something. And in that moment, that's when Lucasfilm called. And so that I didn't have it. So I was horrified because, like, this is what I've been working on for all these years, and now I don't have it. And now it's, I'm going to miss out on this great opportunity. But the way that they found out about it was I was doing an event at Lucasfilm with the 501st. They had invited stormtroopers up there for Attack of the Clones.
Phantom Menace.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. And so we were doing a media event for that, and we get to hang out and talk with Lucasfilm people, and somebody invited me. He said, "Hey, after you're done with this, if you ever want to come to the ranch, here's my card." And I was like, "Wow, that's so generous." And then I just stayed in touch. His name was Chris Bartlett. He was in licensing and became a good friend. But we were just talking as nerds. I would send him pictures of other costumes I was building, not because I thought anything really would ever, just because we were friends. And I was like, "Hey, I like this. You would like this." So then I send it off to be chromed after I finished this C-3PO, and I had sent him. It was all just rattle can gold, it wasn't chrome or anything. And he was like, "Oh wow, that's really cool." And then 2 months later, I get a call from Lucasfilm, and they said, "We'd like to use your costume in something." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have it. It's at the Chrome shop. I'm not going to have it in time for you to use it." I'm mortified. So they said, "Oh, that's okay. We'll give them a call." So they called the Chrome shop and said, "This is Lucasfilm. You have a C-3PO costume. We need it this week instead of 5 weeks." And they're like, "Yeah. No problem. We'll get it to you." They got it done. They finished it. They shipped it up to San Francisco at the Presidio at Lucasfilm. I flew out from North Carolina, where I was at the time, and they let me finish building the costume at Lucasfilm, which was that was like the pinnacle. Like, I could have just died, and everything would have been all my dreams would have been realized.
Right.
So I finished building it, and we flew out the next day for Sydney, Australia, for where I did my first. Really, the audition was an event.
Yeah.
And so, then once they turn on the lights, close up the helmet, and then I said, "Yep, hello, and I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations." And they were like, "Oh, you do a voice too." I was like, "I've been working on this forever." So anyway, they said, "Oh, that's good to know." So then after that, they just kept calling me, and now I'm in my 16th year.
That's awesome. I mean,
So you've been
nervous were
3PO for 16 years.
Yes,
That's
on
wild.
television, right?
I love
you
it.
you were describing how attention to detail that you were wanting to be as a cosplayer, right? Were you, how nervous were you to be like, or how are they going to scrutinize my because you built this, right? So
yeah.
Because my first thought was like, don't you have a 3PO costume? Like, I mean,
that's
can
what
I just get yours?
Don't you have like 15 of these? Why would you need mine?
Because that'd be like,
and they
you're
said,
gonna find some flaw. Or...
They're like, there's 4 of them, and they are in exhibits throughout the world. And
okay.
So they said,
That-
yours is very good, and I was like, oh, great.
Right.
Well,
You got the archives, you got everything like that. And then plus, as being a cosplayer, you also get the true fans who then have put all these together because things change during movie or something like that, right? So there isn't like a
More attention
definitive,
to
and
detail, right? Yeah.
exactly. So they see
Yeah.
Chris is like, oh, you have everything ready to go
Yeah.
and fine,
and they
which is
don't
what
have to-
happens out there. That's amazing.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how much more, I say this respectfully, how much more the fans' attention to detail than even the productions know.
Right.
Because the productions are concerned, and Lucasfilm concerned with so much, volume of information and detail and stuff. Whereas, some little guy in his garage is only been studying C-3PO for 3 years.
Exactly.
And so I've been blessed to be able to work with people like Ben Burt and Don Bees, who was the he was the droid wrangler on the prequels. And he was so helpful to me in my build because I'd run into him at like droid builders rooms at celebrations and things like that. Gordon, great question. I will answer that in just a second. He was really helpful and so generous. And Ben Burt too, with like servo sounds, so nice.
Yeah.
So
wild.
Anyway,
Ben Burt, hero. He's awesome.
Yeah. What a treasure. And
Mm-hmm. So with Gordon's question, you've met Anthony Daniels, we would assume, being 16 years as 3PO, and he's been 45. We would assume you met him.
Yeah, so we have met and several times and worked together several times. So
awesome. Does he give you tips?
Yes.
Oh, go for it.
Answer your question. When we first met, the very first time, I was just as a fan in my suit before it was chromed and everything, but I was trying to do my best, Tatooine weathered C-3PO. And I had been working on the voice in the car on the way commuting to and from work. So about 80 minutes a day. I was listening to the DVDs and going back and forth and doing the voice. But then when the legend, Anthony Daniels, I'm standing before him at the Boston Museum of Science backstage where we're with the troopers and stuff, and he's just meeting with the fans, and it was just so generous. And he comes up to me and he goes, so let's hear you do the voice. This is like an Elvis impersonator asking.
Yeah, right.
Elvis asking Elvis impersonator do me, And I was just so nervous.
Of course.
I said it. I just did it. I was like, hello, I am C-3PO, human cyber, really fast. And he was yeah, that's pretty good. Let's slow it down a little. And so then I did it again. And then he gave me some tips on, motion and stuff. And then we met a few other times working together, one at Disney World, where I was there on a special assignment from Lucasfilm as C-3PO. And then that's on YouTube. And then also the launching of the C-3PO plane for ANA Airlines. Cool. So we've worked and then all the other stuff where he records the voice, for the Oscars, and I do the body, animation and stuff. And then, so he's been so generous and so kind to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Chris, was the fantastic. Disney World stuff? Was that the Star Tours?
One was the Star Tours launch,
the
shutdown, and also the launch of Star Tours. And then there was a live show that we did where he was giving his presentation of his life as C-3PO. And then and then at the end of the show, the surprise is that he finally meets C-3PO for the first time.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They've never been seen together before.
Right.
And this was a story written by Disney, a show written by Disney. And so he accepted, this story. And so when we finally met, he's doing the voice, pre-recorded voice as C-3PO. I'm doing the body. The feeling of the audience, you could feel this emotion of these two meeting. It was so sweet, but it was just like a wave that washed over me when everyone you felt this collective it's just so full of love. It was great.
I love it.
That's
So-
awesome.
That is awesome. So you learn from one of the legends of Star Wars, the original trilogy, our legacy characters. Then you jump into this new world. Then from there, you move into this new world, this Mandoverse they're creating, right? And by the way, internally, do they say Mandoverse like it's one big thing, or is it just
I've never heard
series?
that term before. No.
Okay.
Okay, then I
I've
made
heard
it
a
up.
lot of
Okay,
other
cool.
terms, but not that one.
Yay me! All right.
Yes, you coined
We
it.
can
how's,
tell
I mean,
Dave
how's
later.
that
You
been?
can-
Because now you're dealing with other people, big names in the thing. Dave Filoni and John
Favreau.
Favreau. I mean, how are these guys to work with? Are they like super nerds and sit there? You know, what? How does this work on the set? I want to know. Are you guys talking Star Wars stuff? Are you guys figuring things out together? What goes on the set when you're one of?
Exactly.
By the way, you're like 7 different characters. We can play a game of rewatch and find where's Bartlett.
Yeah.
I think it's easier to
Yeah.
figure out who Chris is not.
Yeah. So,
Nice. No, so John and Dave are exactly like the 6 of us here on this screen. They just want to sit down and just talk about Star Wars. I mean, they're like, so what color would this droid be? What color have we used in the past? I don't know. Let's think of a color. Okay, this one, and what color would the eyes be? Do we want to do a different color? Would this alien speak an alien language? Do we want audiences to have to read subtitles? Yeah, they did for Jabba. So yeah, it's cool. Let's do I mean, like an example was when I first met John Favreau, I was rehearsing with Dave Filoni and Brendan Wayne, who was in the suit at this point for Mandalorian, and it was for the ferryman. In like the second scene in the very first episode of Mandalorian, I was out on the ice calling speeders over. Actually, this guy right here, behind me on the wall,
The Kubaz over there. Yeah.
the Kubaz. That's right. Very good, nerd.
I got called a nerd by Chris Bartlett.
Yeah.
So we're all nerds. So anyway,
Lord.
I
love
all
it.
all my lines were in English, and so I was just reading the lines. And something as an actor you always want to do is bring ideas, even if they don't tell you, oh, what this voice is supposed to sound like. I just made up a voice, and I did it kind of like a maybe too stereotyped Russian car salesman,
Okay.
like Mando complains about the speeder being driven by droids, and I was like, I assure you, the speeder is brand new. It just arrived on the Spinwood freighter. And they were like, John Favreau comes in. He was like, oh, that's cool. Let's cartoon it down a little bit. So I was like, that's great feedback. I can work with that. Because as an actor, you never want, you always want them to tell you to tone it down. You don't want them to have to go like, can you
Gotcha.
come up with some more energy, or can
That
you
makes
like
sense.
do it
Yeah.
this, you want to come in with ideas, so they just gently have to mold you instead of creating you from scratch.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I try to
makes
do.
sense.
But anyway, again, we were talking about him like, well, wait, do we want him to sound like the one in A New Hope on Mos Eisley, or should he, speak English, and we all came to the same conclusion. He should sound like the one on Mos Eisley, because that's what people expect. Audiences will expect. So anyway,
And his name is Garandin, the Kubaz on A New Hope. But go ahead.
Oh, Garandin. Thank you. I didn't know how to pronounce it.
I'll show myself out. Go ahead.
Either is Marco. Marco says Palpatine and all sorts of crazy stuff. He don't know what he's saying.
Right.
I never said Palpatine, by the way.
Okay.
Yes, you have.
Palpatine.
Yeah. So
Palpatine. Yes.
Yeah. Another example was I was sitting with Bill Burr. Sorry, this is all going to be name dropping. I don't mean.
Oh, please
do.
We like it when you name drop. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
So Bill Burr and I and Brendan Wayne were sitting there. We were doing, I can't remember which episode we were doing, but anyway. I think it was episode 6 of season 1, The Prisoner, right? And John Favreau comes over and sits with us, and he goes, I want to come sit with the cool kids. And I was like,
Yeah, me too.
Do we have to move?
I want to.
Yeah. Are we at your table?
And he goes,
Okay.
let me tell you, he goes, because he's an actor and a director.
Yeah,
Of course.
And he said, let me give you, he said, it's great being a director because I know what directors want from actors and I know what actors want from directors. And he goes, as a director, I love it when actors come, on time. Yeah. They're prepared with their script, what they're learning, their lines, and then they come with ideas. And that's kind of goes back to what I was talking about, with the coming up with a voice or how would this creature move, that kind of thing. How would this droid move different from this droid? And then they can just, like I said, just like shape you instead of trying to create you from scratch. Anyway, and we're just, but then I realized like we're just sitting here talking about acting and directing in Star Wars. And it's just as you can imagine, surreal. So surreal and satisfying. Yeah.
That's awesome. We always kind of play around here, like we're talking to John and everybody here. Like when we come up with ideas, we're like, listen, guys, we know you're listening. Yeah. Listen, but you get to really do that. We're just faking it. So that's pretty neat. And so
hey, I got it. The cameras are always rolling. Just remember that.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, for sure.
They're we love the fans because we're all fans. And Star Wars, it's a huge responsibility to tell new Star Wars stories.
Absolutely.
Because we want it to be great for us ourselves, but we also want it to be great for all of us, as fans. And so anyway, that's something I learned is the cameras are always rolling. So always act like if you want to be noticed, just always be doing what you hope that they would see. Yeah.
I gotta say that your character Zero, whenever Zero is taken out in the I think he's reaching for something there. Let's see. Whenever he is taken out in the Razor Crest. That guy. Yeah, that guy.
Yes.
It has to be one of my favorite scenes in The Mandalorian season 1.
Which
whole,
scene?
When Zero is
unfortunately,
unfortunately, because Grogu thinks it's him. Grogu thinks he's doing it with his hand. It's just one of the brilliant moments. So
it really
was. And it was a fun surprise to watch him, because I'm standing in front of Grogu and I see his little hand go up, who is as real in person as he is on TV. I'm not joking. I'm not, playing like
sure.
I swear he's as real in person because, I had lots of scenes with him and, you don't see the remote puppeteers that we've seen on Disney Gallery who are, operating the eyes and the ears and the head and stuff. You don't see them because they're remote. All you see is, I'm sitting in the ship of the Razor seat of the Razor Crest and I turn around and there's Grogu like looking out, and he's like looking up and his eyes are blinking and stuff. And I'm like, this guy is real. I mean, it's
incredible.
You don't even have to pretend. He's just really special. Even up close, I've gotten up to him this close to look at him just to see like he's so real. Like, so anyway,
so awesome.
Did you ever catch yourself talking to him like if he was like a real baby?
Well, we all do that anyway because we want so much to be invested in the suspension of disbelief.
Absolutely.
And so but I'm used to doing that with astromechs. I always talk to my counterparts and like all right, we're going over this way. Did you have your oil bath?
That's awesome.
Your power down, and what's great is
don't get technical with me.
right. Yeah. It's not my fault. What's great is when the performer is paying attention because if it's a good performer, that's how I always know this is someone who really cares about the role is I don't say anything to anybody like, oh, okay, I'm going to talk to this astromech. I just lean over to him and I just start talking and I'm gesturing like, we're going over this way, and then he'll like turn and look at me, and he'll look over there and he'll look back at me like this. And then it's like, I love it as an actor. It's so sweet when another
you get to play Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's it. We're just playing pretend like we did when we were 8, I mean, and we're doing it and cameras are on us, it's
so awesome.
Also we have, really cool costumes and special.
I still play it today. So even though
Yeah,
I'm 44, I still
too.
play it today.
Right.
Yeah,
I
all the
take
time.
I take my figures out.
That's
'cause
what I was
I'm
gonna
like,
say.
oh,
How cool is that?
All
Yeah,
loose.
I do double.
All
So
loose.
do I.
I got one to rock
do
and one to
I.
stock.
look at
So
the
Oh,
articulation.
I-
in you.
we go triples. How
I
cool
got
is it
him
that you,
too.
how
See?
cool is it
Oh,
that
look
you
at
got
that.
a black series and a pop meet after you?
Yep.
I'm telling you, Franz, I never imagined that. The dream was always to be in Star Wars. But I
Right.
never imagined. I always thought I'd be like a blurry, maybe I'd be a blurry character in the background or
See
whatever.
that
Which would be
stormtrooper?
totally
That's
fine.
me back there. Yeah.
Right, totally fine. But then when Hasbro announced that they were creating, well, first of all, we have the pop.
Mhm.
This came out, right? And this is
Right.
a surprise. People were sending me like, "Hey, this just was announced today." I was like, "What?" And then the same thing happened with the figure because we have day jobs. I was working. And people were sending me like, "Hey, they're announcing they're going to have a figure," and I was like, "This blows away any dream I ever had." Because this is really what kept me going in between the films,
Yeah.
like we did when we were little. So is having the figures because I'd play with them in the shag carpet or in the backyard or whatever. So
yeah, my first thought would be if I any actor would be like, I'm gonna be in Star Wars. Okay, where's my action figure? Like, what
right.
action figure am I gonna be? Right,
Yeah.
because we all grew up, playing with these things. And
Yes, exactly. And you know what was cool is when before Zero, there were people who were fans who were making their own kind of like bootleg characters.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
Mhm.
custom
so
action figures.
I've got the Ferryman and a couple of others. There was also a bootleg Zero that someone made out of 3D printed, like you were talking about, Moocher.
Yeah.
And
Mochi works.
yes, and
I love it.
anyway, so it was, and then I would buy them because I want to
Yeah.
support fan artists, and
Yeah.
and so I've got some of those too. But then when an official one came out, I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
That's very cool because it's very selective on what comes out and everything. So to
Yeah.
get that right out the bat, that was amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
I know.
I have a Zero pop, and I still don't have battle droids. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
right.
incredible, right? I mean,
Yes.
that's-
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it.
Yeah.
Those are pretty major. I'd love it. I say that because I complain to Funko almost weekly that I don't have battle droids.
They don't have
So-
battle droids. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
He has to do it
So-
every other week now because of the restraining order, but he still
Yeah.
asking
Yeah.
for it though.
All right.
Well
Well, that was actually going to be the segue right there. And just to say this, what we've learned, if nothing else, from the last couple guests, including yourself, is that people involved in Star Wars are just cool ass people. I have
Oh.
enjoyed everybody being on here, and you're at the top of that list, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you
100%,
so
man.
much.
100%.
And that means so much to me, you guys. I really appreciate that. One, that you're watching because we have no show without you watching. So I really appreciate you guys, and I'm glad that you like it.
Oh, geez.
It's
um,
incredible.
there's there's something for everybody, and not everything's for everybody. So I do
It's true.
appreciate that you guys are
Right.
watching.
Awesome.
And,
Well, then let's segue into what might be for everybody, and maybe we can pick out a few pictures of you in here through these next couple bits. But let's
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink. I don't know. Don't say nothing.
know what my-
All right.
Oh, wait! Before you do that, I want to just really quickly
I
show
love
you
it.
a prop. This is a screen used prop. This is the
Oh.
teacher droid.
Dang.
Oh.
The teacher droid helmet
Nice.
too.
Love
Were
it.
you in the
So-
Book of Boba Fett? Is that the one from Book of Boba Fett? The one
No,
in the
it's-
middle?
No, that's
Uh,
Mandalorian season 2.
The teacher.
But I was
Oh.
also in. I've been in Mandalorian season 1 and 2 and Book of Boba Fett.
Yes.
Yeah, but this
So
is
were you the one in
teacher
the middle of the
droid.
street?
Yes,
that's
the
cool.
tracker
I was
droid.
also in,
droid,
and I
yeah.
have that helmet too. That's back on the.
But this one's the teacher that Grogu is
Yes.
trusted with.
Yeah.
Right, I was trying to keep the students paying attention while he was
that's
stealing
so awesome.
That's so fantastic.
he was stealing space cookies. This
Nice.
was requested by Doug Chang. He wanted a dent in the head.
Did he?
Nice.
Wow.
I was like,
Oh.
we've seen dents up here.
Yes.
Like here.
Never in the back.
That's because the teacher George. So every time it turns its head, some kid's throwing it something at the back. Just-
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. That's exactly
Right.
That's
And then I
awesome.
got another.
I'm going to ask something then real quick before we segue over. Do you make these props or do they give them to you?
Oh no, they don't give away props.
So
No.
you make your own props for the show? or you just sneak. Never
Yeah.
mind.
Hold on, Chris. Let him repeat that again, just real quick, and then take that in and go to the next question.
All right.
Well,
So
this goes with Cliff's
Kenobi.
comment here.
I
You're
am-
running away
I
from
didn't-
his net when he said
Cliff, I
that.
did not steal it. No, I am involved in creating a lot of the costumes that I wear.
Gotcha.
That's
Oh my
that
God,
was gonna be one
that's
of my big
fantastic.
questions. Was that's awesome to be able to act in it and use your own stuff. Incredible.
And
How
that-
do they keep you around, Chris? Besides being a great dude and doing all that, that's phenomenal, man. That's awesome.
Well, I try to be, positive on set, not complaining, even though there's plenty sometimes as an actor to physical in a suit.
Oh, sure.
Right.
But you know what? That's the work. Nobody. I do all my own stunts. That's not a lie.
Yeah.
I am a professional stunt performer, and
Very cool.
And
That's
so so they don't have to call somebody else to get in the suit to die, because I die a lot, frankly, my characters. So anyway, but yeah, come to set on time with your stuff, with ideas, and have good energy, like, that you're just happy to be there. And they just keep calling you back. So
Yeah.
Chris, because
go ahead.
Because I love Boba Fett so much, I'm like a big, huge Boba Fett fan.
Yeah.
And that was a great show. And I saw that. I have to know, when you were playing that droid in the middle of the little chase scene, the cars going, were you channeling Rosalita from Goonies? Like when she
You're
hits?
the second person who asked that, but I don't.
Yes.
I don't remember that reference, but
Okay.
Rosalie,
you got to watch Goonies this weekend.
I
The
will.
housemaid in the middle of the car chase, and she's doing the same
gonna go-
thing that you're doing.
I'm sure that's exactly what it was. No, so what they did
Just knowing
was,
from memory.
what they, originally they told me that was going to be directing traffic. And so, so I was like, oh, okay, I'm like a crossing guard or something.
Right.
And then we went and did a show and tell and realized, the first costume was too shiny, and as silver, it reflected the sand, which made it look gold. And I said, I think it's going to look a little too much like C-3PO. Audiences might be confused. Why don't we? How are we going to do something? That's what Robert Rodriguez said. What should we do to make it look different? I was like, well, remember in Clone Wars, Jabba had a droid that had like markings on its face,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
Yeah.
and I said, well, what if we did something graphic on it like that? So then I did the arms and the hands painted white, like, crossing guards, in New York cops or something, and then these kind of like warning. In the end, we just wanted it to just be caught in traffic, and so I played it as like I was just spinning around like, oh, there's one there, I'm gonna get disintegrated. But anyway, and also we changed the chest to be, I don't know if you noticed, an RA7, which is Death Star droid chest. So it's not a typical C-3PO. So what's cool when we're building this stuff is we can swap parts around and everything, and and to solve story problems.
With Robert Rodriguez.
Right. Yeah.
Standing around talking to
costume.
I was talking to Bob Rodriguez about this thing.
Yeah.
And you saw his animatic with his for the fight scene with Boba, right? With his just kids and his action figures. Like, that's all we're doing. We're just playing.
Love it.
And playing pretend. So it's so much fun. If you have fun doing that kind of stuff, just keep doing it, because you could end up on the show or directing a show someday.
That's awesome.
Well, we're going to keep talking about it so they keep listening, and eventually
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
grab one of us.
Absolutely.
Yes,
So
show us.
in the book of Boba Fett, I played also the server droid, which blew up Madame Garza's cantina, right?
Oh, you're the one that blew up Madame Garza?
Wow.
Oh, man, I'm mad now.
Wait, you forgot
get him out of here.
The Cantono, right?
The Cantono.
Yeah.
Oh.
And when we were filming, they gave me this like data pad to take orders, right? And I was like, this looks so familiar. I mean, they had like replaced the screen and stuff. I was like, this looks so familiar. So as soon as I got home from the first day of filming, I looked on eBay and I found the data pad.
Oh,
No way.
It's a 1980s bowling game.
Oh, it is a bowling game.
So I was like,
God.
oh my gosh, I have to get so I can make my own data pad to go with my
Right.
That's incredible.
Oh, dude,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I'm
I
glad
had
you shared
that.
that, because now I have to go on and find one for. And I say I've got a prop.
Yeah. And also the major domo for the mayor, he also used my data pad in the later scene episode. So yeah,
Before they
had-
sent him out, when he had to go talk and negotiate.
Yeah, wasn't
Taking
that an
notes.
awesome scene?
Yeah.
So
That
great.
was.
I loved it. It was so good. I could see it coming, but I was happy as a
That's
fan.
awesome.
Yeah,
You're-
exactly.
you're
Sometimes you
awesome,
see it
Chris.
coming, and you're like, I'm so glad they did it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I hope
exactly.
they do it. Okay, good, they did.
Yeah, exactly. Right on.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
I'm gonna kick it over. I'm gonna kick it
Yeah.
over to Mooch to go ahead and wrap this part up. But that was awesome, Chris.
Yeah, you're awesome, Chris. Thank you so much for all that insight and stuff. And
Thank you.
yeah, and I'm glad that you're staying on here. And like I said, we'll try to speed this Kenobi talk and stuff because again, maybe again,
We'll see.
that dropped in our laps today, and we're
Yes.
so excited to hear about if you were into this show too. But again, if you can't, maybe we'll have you on the show later on. As the series
We
wraps
can-
up or something like that. But
Let's
As a-
theorycraft and
I-
chat what you don't know.
yeah,
As a fan, I got chills when this dropped today. When I was watching it through the whole thing, I had chills. It was so cinematic, and to hear the theme from
Duel of Fates.
Duel of
Oh,
Fates
yeah.
theme.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was so cool.
I'm telling you guys right now, I watched this a billion times. I mean,
Oh,
over
yeah.
and over and over.
Yeah.
And not one time did I think this was a series. I thought this was a movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like this
yeah.
is a movie trailer.
It looks
Stepdaughter
Because
came
of
in
all the
today and
content.
It
asked,
Yeah.
"Are we going to get tickets for this?" And I
Yeah,
was like,
right.
"That is great." No, I swear to God, she's like, "I got to go
felt
see
like-
this movie."
Yeah, it felt like it because of the content that they gave us in there and the way it was in the way, like I said, with the music and the Vader at the breathing at the end,
right.
all that stuff. I'm like, this
Ah,
just doesn't
so
feel like
good.
a series. It feels like an epic movie coming in, like, and
It's a
I just got
7-part
excited.
film, Mooch. You know?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think or I don't know how many episodes, 6 or
I
7.
heard 6. We heard 6.
Okay, so it's a 6-part film. So it will look like that. It'll feel like that. I mean,
yeah,
Mhm.
this
you
one
and-
really did
yeah.
because
This was in the same volume, right? The same deal that they do Mando and Boba Fett. A lot of that stuff.
the
in,
volume,
filmed in the volume.
the screen.
Is that what it's?
Who knows? Maybe
Oh,
it could be. It could look like it. But one thing I wanted to point out to everybody is this said teaser trailer. It is labeled as
this is
teaser trailer. So we're
Right.
still gonna get another trailer, which
Yeah.
is
No.
wow,
Well,
I don't want
mind
anything
blowing.
Yeah, we began our day, of course, with the drops of Entertainment Weekly, right? And in Entertainment Weekly, we're sitting there going, okay, we're going through these pictures. Now I'm just gonna go through them real fast, and then because they kind of resurface on the trailer, right?
Yeah.
So we're
Mhm.
talking in chat and everything, and we're going, you know what? I heard rumor. I said, I think these pics that we're getting, that I'm crediting Entertainment Weekly for, I think this is from a trailer, and I think it was rumored to be dropped today or tomorrow. That was the rumor, right?
Mhm.
Not only 10 minutes later did the trailer drop on these,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
I'm
Go
telling
back
Our
you,
to
like,
lives will
go-
never be the same.
Go back to that cave scene. That's
Yeah.
day one, right? That's day one post. I just dropped Luke off.
so
Uh,
Entertainment
It looks
Weekly
so
had
good.
these
Maybe not.
blurbs underneath these pictures, right?
yeah.
And they are describing Kenobi's state of mind in the series as it begins, and it's he's broken, defeated, he's faithless, he's given up. That's the
Oh.
quotes for the
Yeah.
series going forward. And I've said it here. That's like, I think this series has to be somber. It has to be dire. It has to be threatening. Kenobi is isolated. The picture that leads us into A New Hope, the dark times. This is the dark times that he's describing. And I was so happy that blurb was there on that, because I'm like, I'm getting goosebumps talking about it, right? Like, this is the show. I didn't think there should have been that, like, the comedy feel to it, or a lighter vibe. It has to be dark. And
Right.
I felt that in this trailer,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a dark time, like he said.
Right.
In Alec Guinness said, yeah, it is a
the
dark
dark
time.
times. Yeah.
Right.
Of course, these I'm just going to go through these things. And the intro to this was that feel of isolation. You got the EOP with Obi-Wan here, because
Yep.
he's an animal lover, right? He doesn't like, that's what's also too. Kenobi travels with mammals. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
But we're seeing, like I said, the somber Obi-Wan, and this shot right here, the voiceover. Okay.
What do you
The
figure is going on in there? I mean, because it's so wild how it has all these groups of people. Then he's in a trailer with a bunch of other people
Yeah.
and aliens. You know, it's like it's not like it's like he's caught up in something, right?
It
Early
looks
on.
like he's trying to blend in.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have. It could be work.
Absolutely.
He has to get a job.
That's true. That's true.
Like for
Well-
reals, like he has to blend in and not. I
Well-
mean, you just can't sit there. They didn't get
Yeah.
paid. You know,
You're
for
right.
being
He's gotta-
Jedi.
What
He's
a
got to pay
garbage
for his
deal.
water somehow.
Yeah, what a garbage
Right.
deal, man. You were taken at a young age, trained by the Jedi, fed, clothed, housed, everything. Then they kick your ass out because they made some mistakes,
Right.
and
Now
now
you got to
gotta
get a
go.
job and
Yeah.
babysit for free
Yeah, what a
without
mess.
even
babysit
knowing
for free,
about
yeah.
it.
That-
Babysit
Yeah.
for free, dude.
He doesn't
That's
have
the
a
worst.
was a stifle, you know, like they didn't send him
Stipend?
Tatooine with the stipend. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
he does have to pay his own way. But the voiceover is very interesting. It's Obi-Wan saying like, "We've lost, right? We're broken,"
Oh,
and
Oh,
our
dude.
minds go, "Is he talking to Qui-Gon?
Qui-Gon, dude.
Is
in
he
the
talking to
cave.
the Force Ghost Qui-Gon?
Dude, his voice is echoing when he's talking. Even he's in the
Yep.
cave talking to Qui-Gon.
It's
If he's
echoing. It's yeah.
if he's
Yeah.
not
he's not,
already
I'm
in
out. I'm done.
in the spirit, whatever of trying to connect with Qui-Gon because of that
So-
echo.
So
Yeah.
you see, Chris, this is what we do. We look at an image of a dude sitting in a cave, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden we're building the show around it, and we're
I
gonna.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
So with stuff that I don't know what's happening. And
We're at your lunch table right now.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly.
that's where we're talking about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the cool kids.
Yeah. Especially at this scene, right? I mean, it's
Oh,
like
dude,
oh, God.
come on.
he's talking.
I
to
freaked
Qui-Gon
out for
right
a second because I thought that was baby Grogu.
now. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, yes, he has Grogu.
No, I thought a couple times it was a droid or something, but it's just his thermos. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
It is. I think it's his Colt 45, but he needs something. Again, free babysitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah. But yeah, and so
Lars
Right?
Holmes
We're
Right.
all
said,
so very familiar.
as
with
soon as that does, and then we see,
dude,
Oh,
I lost it right there. That was
so
Luke.
Yeah.
I was already tearing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was already tearing
Yeah.
up, and to see Luke as the dreamer Luke that we all
Yeah.
know, the one staring off into the sunset, wishing he was somewhere else. And
Now,
this
it's
is our
just like
childhood.
Yoda said. This one always looking away to the future, to the horizon. You know,
Yeah,
Right.
never his mind on where he was.
He's
Wow.
pod
That's
racing
what
right
we're
here, dude.
doing.
Yeah.
that's
it-
right.
now
Great.
it's
That's
amazing.
isn't it amazing what they can do now? How they can de-age Mark Hamill? Just
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
he's like 9. Wow, how do you do that?
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, man.
And of course, the voiceover also is talking about like I'm hiding. He's hiding, and he's
Yeah.
over his job overlooking.
Oh yeah,
making
his
sure
last
he's safe.
bit, stay hidden. That's right. His last
Yeah,
bit,
stay hidden.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, like I
Right.
said, the storytelling in Star Wars is the kid in all of us. You know, the whole thing. But George Lucas had this famous quote back in the day was every kid dreams of taking off, grabbing his laser gun, taking off in a light starship and saving the universe. Like I you know, that's
Right.
always embedded in my mind.
Mhm.
That quote, and Luke Skywalker is the epitome of that quote. And that scene brings it all full circle. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
we talked about this. I don't know if it was last show or the show before that. We were talking like, man, they should show Luke and as a kid and his upbringing, and Leia as a kid and their upbringing, and how different their upbringings are in this
Yeah.
series. And then we're like, well, it's only 6 episodes, so you know, and we're like, it's this each episode in our head is like 2 hours long. You know, it's
Right.
it's to make all the information.
Correct.
That's
Bro,
going.
there's no way they can fit this in 6 episodes. We need 45 episodes.
So to come out the gate with the music, the musical score is already awesome.
Oh,
right
dude,
when
bro.
that touch, and
Yeah.
you
John
show
Williams
Luke.
coming in.
Yes, and then you show Luke, and all that's missing from that scene, which we didn't need it, but we all heard it in our head,
Yeah.
was Luke.
Right.
Luke,
Right.
that
Sure did.
dude.
Well, let me
right,
ask you.
yeah,
Let me ask you guys this. Because they showed Duel of Fates, right? And it's
Yeah.
like, is that a very specific reason why they're? I mean, we know where Darth Maul is at this point, but is there a specific reason Duel of Fates was used?
Qui-Gon.
Theory,
because again, it clicks in our head. I mean that you
Qui-Gon,
hear
yeah, maybe.
all of a sudden Duel of Fates happens. Yes, Qui-Gon and everything else. I stopped breathing. You hear
yeah.
it and you get, oh my God, like, and you hear it all, and then you're full on into it. Like, how could they do
Yeah.
this? I mean,
Yeah.
all they did was click all our memories and get us into the feels by clicking, by just playing this music. There was no new scores, no anything. It touched us. And
Right.
and that's what was a great point to that is you did it right. Like,
Yeah.
nobody knew about this, and then you give us this and you give us the score. And
It
these
brings us
shots.
full
Yeah.
circle. Like it
Yeah,
just brings me back
right.
to 1999 all over again. It's
Yeah,
so
it
good.
was fantastic because you had the
Yeah,
main
think of-
theme, you have Imperial March, and you have Duel of the Fates, are some of the most important, biggest pieces of
Yes.
music in all of the saga.
And isn't it
to have it
interesting
there.
how we can tell stories without saying anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like I always
Yeah.
prefer stories that that show me but don't tell me.
Right.
You know, like
Pictures say 1,000 words, right? Or
yeah,
so.
exactly. And it's so much more satisfying, and I feel smarter as an audience member if they are showing me something and I'm like, oh, I figured that out, you know, and
Right.
then all of a sudden I feel more connected to the story. And I think, you know, playing certain snippets of music when you're showing certain things, and that's something you've heard a long time ago,
Mhm.
and then you make these connections, and it's like, I'm in this, you know, I'm in this story now as an
Yeah.
audience member. So I love that.
100%.
I love when we do that in Star Wars. We don't.
Yeah.
I do too.
That's not,
Oh,
I do too.
I
The
love
music
that you
is
get to
so-
say
so
we.
good.
yeah, I know.
I love that Chris says, I love that we get to do that in Star Wars. Oh,
Yeah,
God, I'm so
lucky.
jealous.
That's so awesome.
I mean, I
Oh.
also mean that as fans, you know, we're
Oh,
we're
of
engaged
course.
in
Oh,
the
yeah.
stories
Oh, yeah.
too.
Of
So now we
course,
got
of course.
Fortress Inquisitorus.
The
or-
underwater fortress. Yeah, right. I mean, they're pulling out all the stops so far, and this is like 20 seconds into the trailer. So
I know, right?
you know,
Right.
So
and,
now our story leads definitely to Inquisitors.
Right.
yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we're getting the Grand Inquisitor.
I know.
What?
Well, okay. At
Mhm.
first, you didn't know it was the Grand Inquisitor. Be fair.
That's true.
be fair.
No, the
we-
marking's
No,
on the head.
I
man.
did,
No, I-
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Immediately.
I was looking for yellow eyes and messed up teeth, but
Those
I
of
get
those
you.
of us who've been watching and paying
Yeah.
attention over the years, you know exactly who these people are.
Oh, I know who they are for sure.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah.
But what's cool is even if you didn't know, it's still a compelling character. And when you watch these stories, you don't the way that we're doing them now is you don't have to. And it's the same way that George was doing it with A New Hope. He started it with episode 4. You don't have to. You can jump into the story, and it's a good story without you having to know all the loose ends. You know,
Correct.
So yeah, that's something that's really special. I think
Yeah,
about the new shows.
Yeah, we've said it on here as far as like when someone says, you know, like they're bringing this character, like say Thrawn, right? Grand Admiral Thrawn. He was mentioned in, you know, Ahsoka mentioned him. Now, maybe not everybody knows him, but if you introduce him in a way and you tell this backstory, you don't have to know the backstory because you can retell it in moving forward in this new story. So,
right.
But at the same
with
time, if you want to learn, that's there for you to go absorb.
It's all there.
That's the genius of these new of what John and Dave are doing is that you can. There's something for casual fans and there's something for hardcore fans. So that like what I find is that's your audience is broader when you don't only appeal to hardcore fans and like, you know, this is, you have to know these past stories. Like the most common comment I get at going to conventions and talking with fans is one, I wasn't a Star Wars fan until Mandalorian. Or I used to be a Star Wars fan, but then I kind of fell off for a while until Mandalorian. And so that's really is a testament to what the appeal of these stories and how they appeal to a casual fan as well as a hardcore fan.
And that's why we dubbed it the Mandoverse, because the Mandoverse is this new hot thing. Like Grogu is a worldwide phenomenon, and the music scores of everything about it is epic. And we're waiting for the tie-in for Kenobi to be inside this Mandoverse and how it is if it ties it in. But I mean, we're always guessing an overarching story on all these too, right? So
we've got Clone Wars, Rebels, Bad Batch, everything linking to the live action,
everything,
Kenobi and Andor linking to the sequels. We're all over this.
And here's Obi-Wan going to his day job. That's
right.
Or blending in, right? I mean, that's it makes perfect sense, right?
This is definitely him. This is definitely him going to work, and I believe that's Chris Bartlett back there in the corner, standing up against the back of the.
Maybe, but we definitely know that this is a Monday.
Yeah.
Look at his face.
For sure.
Carpool.
Yeah, it's a carpool. Yeah.
Oh,
He's environmental savvy. So.
See, we're gonna do this, Chris. Every time we see an alien, we're gonna try and figure out which one you are.
I mean, I can make it easier for you.
Okay.
You know,
But you're not gonna.
I do have a particular set of skills, and you know, if in the future, if you're watching any show, that might help you. But yeah,
See,
no, I just
I know-
I can die.
Oh, I get it.
I know what you mean by, because you know there's certain protocols that have to be followed with your certain set of skills. But you say you have a certain set of skills, and we're also talking about Liam Neeson, so we
I see what you
immediately
did
go,
there.
"Wait a minute, he's Liam Neeson's
Yeah, I
body
know.
double." I knew it. Qui-Gon
Oh
is in
my
the
God.
show.
You have no clue what's going on in our heads right now.
Everything
Chris Bartlett confirmed, tweeting it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Good one.
Oh man. Okay.
Because everything is now digitized with the face and everything, so they just needed an old one to make it look Force Ghost, and you just
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
Dude.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. I know what they can do.
That's right. My gosh. Go on.
So we're not just getting the Grand Inquisitor. We're getting like 5 Inquisitors in this series. You know, I mean, there's the
Right.
third sister,
Fifth
Reva,
brother.
Inquisitor Reva,
Reva.
the fifth brother, and I don't know who the one is on the far left there.
I'm not sure.
But
know.
again, all Inquisitors, and yes, just yes.
very awesome.
yes.
And through the
Yeah.
windows, you see the underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah. The fortress is sharp.
We're gonna need help with
right?
this
That's
one.
good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now,
That's magician David Blaine.
Okay, then we're good.
Confirmed.
you know, okay, now is this okay? Because you know everybody's mind goes to. I was like, they hung somebody up here.
Yeah, we
Well-
don't see hangings in Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Well,
I know.
we did see a hanging in Boba Fett.
yeah.
The mayor,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Got hung. So I mean,
And
I guess it's normal now.
In Mandalorian, when he hung, what's his name,
Oh, upside
from
down,
the light
right?
post upside down.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah.
So
we
it-
gotta- Yeah,
It is
I think Chris and I were talking about maybe it's the Inquisitor, force choking,
Yeah.
levitating somebody up, and this is like the crowd reaction or stuff. But this
Yeah.
it's just
Or
kind
just
of like
setting an
talking.
example.
Or
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think,
Obi-Wan
I
sitting
think
on
we're
a
gonna
ledge.
yeah.
and his feet dangling.
Well,
That's it.
Chris,
Pirates of the
I'm a
Caribbean.
huge horror fan, so my immediately goes to like, oh, Star Wars got dark. You know what I mean? It got real
Yeah.
dark, so.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, if it's so popular with the Western style that they've been going with everything, that we have,
Right,
that to
right.
see a hanging, if the Inquisitors are making, like Scott said, an example, and that
Right.
could be some type of Force user, an accused Force user, let you know we're here in the town. This
Oh,
is
like
what's
a
going to
witch hunt,
happen.
Right.
Or
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the
And we're
Salem
on that
witch
Western theme. If
Yeah.
they keep it up, which would be smart. I mean, it's played well
Yeah.
throughout all these other series.
Yeah,
it would be
like-
great
like
to touch
keeping
on that.
Yeah, keeping
Yeah.
that theme. Mando Mike saying public hanging, Inquisitor Force.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all
Either
there,
you
and,
didn't give information, you were a Force user, something to
Right.
the effect of,
or you're hiding
here.
Jedi. Like if you're
Or a
hiding
sympathizer,
Jedi, like a
sympathizer,
warning.
right?
yeah,
A
this is what we're
sympathizer,
gonna do.
Yeah.
Or you just look at her wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Right.
looks jacked up. Like
So-
she's gonna
She
mess
looks
somebody
so
up.
great.
This is
Yeah.
Moses
she
Ingram,
does.
right?
Oh
So-
man.
Right.
Inquisitor Rita, and now she had me in this trailer because there's a
Right
scene in the
here.
trailer where she like jumps in, ignites her saber, and stares the opponent down, and I was like, oh, I'm in. I am
Mhm.
in. Like you got
Yeah.
me. I'm cool. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
she's so cool.
yeah. So
Yeah.
and who's that in the background there? Yay!
Oh,
Legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks perfect. He's starting to look grumpy and
Yeah.
gray and starting to get there. He's starting
Uh-huh.
to get there. Hey, go back to the Inquisitor.
Yeah.
That's a double bladed, right? Did we see? Does it double
Yes,
bladed
that's
in
a-
the?
that looks like a
it does
double
look like
bladed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Tough to
because they
tell.
kind of all do that. So it looks like the one going one way,
Right.
and then the
Yeah.
hilt on the top going the other. And
Yeah.
again, this is a teaser trailer, so you know how that usually happens. These are our first couple of minutes. So if she's
Mhm.
explaining to everybody
Right.
that hanging that happened, and then we get
Yeah.
Owen there to
Right.
see reactions, right? Like
Yep.
from just Entertainment Earth getting the Owen picture at first, and we're like, oh my god, that's Owen.
Yeah.
And then the trailer drops, and he's full in. What is he going to do? I mean, we had touches of him in the comic of a story that happened. but
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now,
Mhm.
now you get this. That's just amazing.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I love it. I love it.
It's
So
Wow.
I
What's
What's
think
that, Chris?
this is-
Oh,
this.
what was
Go
that,
ahead.
Chris?
Oh, this environment is so cool.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
very
Really
Hong
is.
Kong, very
Yeah,
almost
so this
Blade
is the
Runner.
new
Yes.
planet
Yeah.
Daiyu, right? Daiyu. very
Oh, it is a new planet.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
new, and this is according, like I said, Entertainment Weekly had it underneath it. So, New Planet Daiyu, like I said, it was like Hong Kong inspired. And my first thought was like, is this the Undercity of Coruscant, like outskirts, or is this Nar
Or
Shaddaa?
Corellia, or
Corellia. But
It looks great.
Any new planet, let's go. Like
Toying around had said the Gotham, and I feel the same way. This is like the Gotham of Star Wars, dude. Like you can see that with the lights at the top. That's great.
Yeah.
And
now,
I love
this is just right down the
Imperials.
street from my house.
Yeah.
You see the Joshua tree right there in the
Dude.
background.
Yeah.
You see the homeless encampment over the hill.
Yeah, right. It's too close to home there.
And then we get everything.
Hey, but this killed the Ventress theory with her.
Right.
I was sure she was going to be Asajj somehow. in
Is
a
this who we
flashback.
thought it was? Dang it.
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay,
But
but
we all
still,
know that
who
this-
is she?
We all know that Saj died earlier in the books.
Flashbacks,
okay.
sir.
Flashback.
Flashbacks.
Was
Pay
Asajj
attention.
Ventress an Imperial?
No.
No.
When they announced the cast for Kenobi,
Yeah.
we were kind of putting characters to the faces that,
Oh,
that
got
we didn't
it,
already
yeah.
know.
So we're
And-
like, oh, she's gonna be a perfect Asajj. Shave her head,
Yeah.
put her in a
Right,
flashback,
right.
do all this.
Yeah.
Yay, darn.
I see.
And as of 99.8% of our theories, they get shot down.
Yeah, they
pretty quick.
do.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Here's
Chris
this is
Bartlett.
Chris right here. Chris
Chris
Bartlett's playing this droid.
That droid is much too large to be me.
Yeah.
And what is that droid? That's a new droid
I
that we're
know.
getting. That's so
Love
cool.
it.
He
New
does
droid.
kind of have like almost like a K2SO frame,
Mhm.
kind of.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
definitely the
With
head is very different.
L7 head
Like a
without
K3.
the top visor.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it looks like a,
Yeah.
like a K3 unit. We're gonna go with that.
Okay.
You know what? Even maybe a
Yeah.
Rex head from Star Tours.
Oh
Yeah,
my
right.
You just
God.
got the
Yes.
top.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Rex retrofitted.
Has-
or,
has-
If we if we can have Paul
Anybody-
Rubens just do the voice.
Translated that.
Yeah.
It's N-E, that is N-E-D. So it's Ned. That's the
Ned. What's
up,
droid's
Ned?
name is Ned.
Good night, Ned.
Isn't that from the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Wasn't that the name of the droid?
Nerd.
Ned? I'm not sure, but
I hope there's 3 droids the same, and it's the 3 amigos. One's gonna be Ned, the other's gonna be Dusty. That'd be great.
Oh man.
No, but I love seeing I always love seeing new droids.
Yeah.
yeah,
that's
of
awesome.
course. Okay, so this is a good shot. Grand Inquisitor. Who did it today? Was it Chris or somebody did
Ernie.
Ernie did a back of the head side by side comparison to Tamara Morrison and this character here,
and
and
Wow.
kind of like, hey, you know something?
Looks like Echo.
This could be
That's
a
the part I was talking
clone. This could be, like we're talking. Okay, so if you really talk about the lore behind why it would be a clone, it's Inquisitors hunting down Jedi. It makes sense. Like Rex probably would know where Ahsoka's at. Cody would probably have an inkling of where Kenobi might be.
I don't think so. But
You don't think so?
no, Cody's still an Imperial.
That's what I'm saying.
How would he
Yeah,
know where
and?
Kenobi is? They're not hanging out. They're not talking. He's gonna
And
avoid
Chris is
Cody.
just
Cody's
like,
gonna kill him.
Well, you're
These
assuming this is a
guys-
mean. You're assuming because there's being mean here.
Bad.
He pulls him forward and says, "Where is he?"
It's a bald head and ears. I mean, like that could be.
I know.
That's
It's-
a Tamora Morrison head though, right there.
Okay.
But Chris, that right ear is just like, I mean, we can overlay
exactly
it.
like Tamora Morrison.
Yeah,
Look,
exactly.
we know it's not a bootleg Joe, and we know it's not a Chris head. Franz, Grand Admiral Franz. We know it's not that, but you look at that back of the
Right.
head. See,
Yeah.
look,
I don't know.
that's way different.
It's close.
And then you got the little things right there. Echo. Now you need to
Oh,
tie into
God.
the Bad Batch.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost the Echo part unless they ripped off his cybernetics. I was on that for a minute, and I'm like, oh no, he's got like Lobot. It goes over the ears.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
unless they ripped it off, which
Well,
I
this
think
could be
they will.
Lobot's first rendition, before
This
he
is-
upgraded.
This is
Yeah.
after This is after Lobot.
I love it.
Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. It's
Yeah,
pre-Lobot.
that's
You're
right,
right.
yeah.
Before Lobot.
Let's see the origin story of Lobot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
in.
Lobot,
that's
a
in
Star
Lando.
Wars story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an Orlando comic.
Is this the fifth brother?
All right.
Yes, it
Fifth
is.
brother.
Yes.
brother.
And he looks incredible.
And this was
Yeah.
my only complaint right here because this looks like it's being played by Sung Kang, who is from Fast and the Furious Han. And I was really hoping that he was going to be a Jedi that helped Obi-Wan that was part of like street racing to keep up
Ah.
the Fast and the Furious theme. Like that'd be great. So
Gotcha.
because they announced him together and Ice Cube's son.
Yeah.
And we did not see a picture of him, which I was
Not
kind of
yet.
like, okay,
Yeah.
where's he at? Right. Again, teaser trailer.
Right.
But he played this one because he did say he have his saber, so that's very cool as well too.
Yeah, I just loving like the not. It's like one of those things, you know, as you go, you know, okay, yeah, we'll get an Inquisitor, maybe we'll get one Inquisitor, but no, we're just getting the slew of it, and what it's going to mean to Rebels, what this show is going to mean to Rebels moving forward too is going to change, I think.
And that shot too of that new city or whatever. Now we
Yeah.
saw the top, and again, there's that's
like
street
I
level.
said, very Hong Kong looking. Yeah, absolutely.
Very
Yeah, those rooftops and those alleys look very dangerous.
Yeah.
I love it.
And this is the shot right here. But it's here where she's staring him in the eyes. You know, I'm just menacing. I'm like, I'm into it. Yeah,
That's the guy she hangs. 100%.
there it is.
probably.
That's it.
Right.
That's the guy.
Poor Ezra.
Yeah, and this is going to be a little bit of our mythos, I believe. Like,
Yeah.
I took a screenshot of this because right before the fingers touch it, it's the Jedi symbol scratched into the wall, and it was too blurry to really get a good shot of that. But I just thought that was kind of cool. It's very fitting with the dark times and the sadness that Obi-Wan is feeling.
Oh. So Obi-Wan's in there drawing pictures on his wall.
That's what I was
and then
gonna-
she
that's
comes in
right.
and realizes there's a Jedi here.
Well, you know, kind of like Secret Code, though. You know what I mean? If like this should be a safe place or something, if that's what he's trying to do, communicate, and maybe that kid is a Padawan that got away,
like the
Maybe.
Underground Railroad, like where they
exactly
Yeah.
trying to show the
Back
symbols that you're okay.
Well, it could be a warning to other Jedi too, you know, like a safe haven. This is a safe place, safe house, or something. Yeah,
kind of like we see Mando doing when he's always looks for their hideouts, but he has
right.
his visor.
Boba
right,
Fett.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's all. Look at oh my god.
Showdown in the alley, more Western. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Hang on.
I think that's
Carry on.
I don't think anybody breathed right there. We're like,
yeah.
what's going on?
I started
I
looking at
didn't-
everything.
Me too.
I just hadn't seen this. I hadn't frozen it at this. I was
Oh,
just
okay.
looking at the blaster there.
Yeah.
Seems
it
familiar
is
to you?
it is Han Solo. So
Well, yeah,
That's not what I was
a lot of
thinking.
people
I
think
was
it's the DL-44. It's like, no, I think it's a little too. It's not. I mean,
Yeah, no.
at this angle,
no, that's
I heard
Megatron
some-
right there.
Megatron. I heard some comments. It's Cad Bane. I mean, I heard some comments. I'm not saying
Of
it is.
course.
It's just so. But
Because
very
he was
interesting.
also worked for the Inquisitors to help locate.
Yeah,
So this could be her meeting and getting the info when she has to go to Tatooine.
sure.
Yeah.
I don't know the show or anything. I'm just saying.
Oh, you guys.
Oh
You
god.
guys.
And then of course more of Dayu
skyline
and
and-
rooftop. Yeah, it's a freaking.
Yeah.
And then of course it closes with Kenobi and I gotta say,
I'll say before we do it, we had that cool voiceover from the Grand Inquisitor the whole time, and
Yes,
talking
yeah.
about how the
Mhm.
Jedi code is like an itch that needs to be scratched, right?
yes,
And I think that is so cool, and I think that's going to lead into Ahsoka too and everything else later. But right now, with Obi-Wan trying to hide and everything, they know they have to bring him out by doing something, and that's obviously the rumors. What we know the rumors about Leia and stuff, but it's something's going to draw him out. These guys are going to be the ones that draw him out, and like we said, that bounty hunter, if she's doing that, making the plan to get to Leia to pull him out, I mean, that's phenomenal. That all happens, dude. I'm gonna shit bricks and flip, dude. It'll be awesome.
If
Yeah.
you think
What's
about,
up, Chris?
You think about A New Hope when all this time Obi-Wan has been watching over Luke, right? And hiding from the Empire, avoiding any Imperial entanglements. So when they're in the cantina and the guy and Obi-Wan knows who Luke is related to, and when the two Ponda Baba and
Dr. Evasian.
Evasian, when they threaten Luke, Obi-Wan pulls out his lightsaber and takes care of business, but now he knows that he's exposed,
Right.
Because immediately the stormtroopers came around to the table and were like, we heard there was a lightsaber over here, basically, that's what. Anyway, so that Obi-Wan was like, we are on our way out of here. We have to get out of here, but all this, all that time he had tried to keep that quiet, and he knew that now Luke was on his way. he was free now. Sorry, Uncle
Yeah,
Al,
sorry,
Yeah.
Uncle.
to
Owen.
go, and his destiny was set. So anyway, I just thought that was I think it'll be fun to see what led up to that moment.
Absolutely. Yeah.
From a certain point of view.
I am reading into everything you are saying right now.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm looking, I was watching this scene right here, and it definitely looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi in a shootout using a very, a
uncivilized
weapon.
Yeah.
And I could see how he would not be necessarily using a lightsaber because it would expose him to the Empire and blow his cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think there's gonna be a lot of that. Yeah. I mean, we're at those times, the video game, what Fallen Order has a very good intro to that kind of stuff where he, reveals his powers and that was it. He's on the run from the Inquisitors.
We see it happen in Rebels with Kanan, right? That fool was in
perfect
hiding the whole time.
Yeah.
I love when he came out and put it all together, and everybody's like, same type of thing. I assume we're gonna get the same scenario.
It's great that this came out right now because now everybody has to catch up on Rebels to get the stories of the Inquisitors, comic books, and then go play the game, and like you can have this whole universe ready. As we said when they put the stuff out, and you're able to learn about it and that. Now's your perfect time. Like if you didn't want to give Rebels a chance, go do it because it's very important. So that's just great.
So really quick, Gordon did have a question for you, Chris. Your jacket looks very Star Wars. Is it a custom? Did you make that jacket?
I saw that too. I liked it.
I did not make this. This is given to me by a friend who made it. It's a Cassian Andor jacket.
Love it.
Nice.
Love it.
Yeah, I have the
oh, come on now.
Nice.
Come on.
Really cool. So I wear it to set, and I every once in a while I don't know, wear Star Wars themed stuff to set, and
sure.
wear like a Boba Fett cape and a Cassian Andor jacket and Tuscan legs. Anyway.
Yeah,
Tuscan.
Oh my God!
I was with you to the jacket. You got Tuscan legs to wear to set is pretty awesome.
That's insane.
I mean, and what's fun is of course the costume people are like, wait, where are you going today? What are you doing?
yeah.
I'm like, I'm just here having fun, and they're like, oh, this makes sense. Okay.
Just for craft services. That's it.
Yeah.
And they're like, would you stop messing with us, man? We're trying to keep track of this stuff.
Ronco wraps, please.
We to wrap up the trailer and everything and to go off screen and everything and analyze this trailer some more. The Darth Vader breathe at the end too was it was the topping.
Jeff's kiss.
Because it was like, where's Vader? We're still here. He's still here.
What was cool, I thought, about the trailer was we were so engrossed in all of the visuals and the storytelling and everything there. I hadn't even considered, Vader until then. They throw that in as like the cherry on top. I'm like, oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Really
Like just it's almost like you see this, just wait, and that's and someone said at the beginning of this thing, the hype train has left the building. It's on. We're on it, and we're all on board. And I am so thrilled about the tone of this trailer. I know, I'm so anxious to get into it, but at the same time, I was like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. Just give me some time. I need to breathe. I need to marinate this. I need to talk to my guys. I got to do this, right? So, we don't wish it here that fast because this is fun. The anticipation is fun.
It is.
I'm not ready.
The original films, we had like 2 or 3 years in between each film, and even after A New Hope, we didn't know if there was ever. We didn't even. That was it. There wasn't promise of a sequel or anything. And then when there was, Empire Strikes Back, then we were like, well, when's the next one coming? Oh, right. Well, there was 3 years between that one. Okay, well, we better get to work on our stories with our R5D4s and snaggletooths in the backyard. Which is really what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni have said, that all they're doing is they're taking fringe characters that they had figures. Everybody had Darth Vader and Luke. And Leia. But all the stories that had to do with Hammerhead and the other the 21B, the medical droid, what happened you know, we were making stories with those, and we made stories that had those characters in them. You know, that's what we're doing.
I love
you know, you can totally see that in the throne room when Boba Fett's on the throne and you have 88 talking and you come in walking with 2 Gamorrean guards. That's somebody playing in a sandbox. And that's
totally
awesome, right? Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, that first day of filming on the Book of Boba Fett, we all thought we were filming Mandalorian season 3.
I heard that before, like
really?
other good actors. Yeah,
Boba Fett hadn't even those episodes hadn't even aired, so I didn't even know Boba Fett was appearing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's funny because
so the first day they said, all right, Chris, time to go to set. I go and I was like, where is it? They're like, oh, it's up here, walk down those stairs. And I'm walking down the stairs and I'm walking down the stairs and I am Boosh, the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not in that costume. I'm saying I'm walking down the steps and suddenly I'm like in Jabba's palace. And wait, Boba Fett is sitting on the throne? Where are we? You know, like, what are we
that's so cool.
And then
Man, the goosebumps you just gave me have goosebumps.
It was 360 degree set. There was no volume. It was all practical, 100% from every angle. And I was standing in it over the Rancor cage. I mean, I was like,
awesome.
Like every day I go to work, I feel like, well, now I have a new pinnacle of favorite thing I've done. I mean, so I'm so grateful to be doing it. I'm so grateful that you guys are watching, and so I'm really excited for the new stuff to come out.
Yeah, we're too,
excited
Chris,
to see it.
Thank you. I want to thank you so much for going overtime with us and everything, and just geeking out and sharing your stories with you. And please, you know, like you're welcome on the show anytime. You know,
thanks so much.
Come back and let's talk more and see other roles that you got in store or that you've already done. And I can't wait to dive into that and hear the stories on this because
I would love to come back, Mooch. Thank you. I'll bring another prop next time that I
awesome
that I rescued or that
rescued
or whatever.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, are you going to Celebration? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm going to be at Celebration.
All right, cool. We'll see you there too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good. Please come by and say hi. Yeah, for sure.
Sure will.
Cool.
Will
Chris,
do.
I put your Instagram in the link below too, so everybody can check out your Instagram because I know that you're active on there too. So,
yeah, that's mostly where I post.
Okay.
That's been my favorite place to, and I post a lot of Star Wars stuff, a lot of stuff about my roles and convention stuff coming up, and also a little bit of inspiration. Just as a dreamer or an actor or a just a human being. So that stuff's on there too. So I'd be happy to come back.
Oh, awesome.
Fantastic.
So, everybody in the pit, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Ernie, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Again, all we ask is hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss when we're on. Thank you so much to the pit for being here. Chris, again, thank you. It was great to play in your sandbox with you. And you let us in there, which was great. And come back again, and we'll be sitting at that cool kids table again. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everybody go follow his Instagram. Make sure to get that Pop and that Black series. It's still available right now. So check out HasbroPulse.com, and I'm sure it's up on there. Thank you to everybody listening. Again, check out our Patreon. If you feel so inclined, you can check us out on Facebook at Sarlacc Digest Podcast Central over there, where it's 24/7 Star Wars talk all the time. Check out our Twitter, our Instagram, and our TikTok with our 1 minute toy reviews, or here you can catch them as well too and catch up on that. We do have our first Patreon extra video that went up, and so be sure and check that out. And all of our socials are here. We got Darth Moocher, but don't forget Toshi Station Emporium for all your figure stand needs and more coming. The Art of Scott Solo. We got Chris on there too as Darth Dad. I'm the Fallen Fett, Bootleg Joe, with some action figure photography there. And then you can find us every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Awesome. With that, Scott.
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
See you guys.